Namaste. Thank you so much for dropping by this video. Wow. So I wrote something online about the need for a guru in Hinduism in general and Ramana Maharshi specifically. So So here's a quote from Ramana. The guru is absolutely necessary. The Upanishads say that none but a guru can take a man out of the jungle of intellect and sense perceptions. So there must be a guru. Someone wrote below, Ramana Maharshi said that in Om, A is Brahman, U is Guru, and M is Atma. But that the guru is nothing but the self / I. You are your own guru. Realize the I. So I responded, show me where Ramana said you are your own guru and I will PayPal you $1,000. And the person responded. So here, this is from talk 198 with Ramana. And someone asked, what is Guru's grace? How does it work? Ramana said, Guru is the self. Disciple or devotee. How does this lead to realization? Ishvaro Guru Atme. Guru is the same as, God is the same as Guru and self. A person begins with dissatisfaction. Not content with the world, he seeks satisfaction of desire by prayers to God. His mind is purified. He longs to know God more than to satisfy his carnal desires. Then God's grace begins to manifest. God takes the form of a guru and appears to the devotee, teaches him the truth, purifies the mind by his teaching and contact. The mind gains strength and is able to turn inward. With meditation, it is purified yet further and eventually remains still without the least ripple. The stillness is the self. The guru is both exterior and interior. From the exterior, he gives a push to the mind to turn inward. From the interior, he pulls the mind towards the self and helps the mind to achieve greatness. That is grace. Hence, there is no difference between God, Guru, and self. So those are the words of Ramana Maharshi. And here are, again, just to read how this person interpreted it. I would say misinterpret it, but I'll leave that to you. And this is this is a Hindu. She writes on Hinduism and non-duality, and here's what she has to say. Ramana Maharshi said that in Om, A is Brahman, U is Guru, and M is Atma, but that Guru is nothing but the self / I. You are your own Guru. Realize the I. You see what the person did? So this is the insidious nature of Neo-Advaita, is it takes classical Advaita Vedanta and then puts its own special spin on it, which is so close, but yet so far. So part of the Neo-Advaita spin, story, narrative is that you don't need a guru, but yet Ramana was adamant that you need a guru. And Ramana was also adamant that ultimately the guru is the self. But see, Neo-Advaita is not able to hold the whole teaching. It only takes little bits and pieces and then discards the rest. And then to boot, it really misinterprets the rest. Ramana never said, you are your own guru. When I challenged this person on that, she presents some things Ramana said, but none of them are actually Ramana saying you are your own guru or a physical guru is unnecessary. So this is what's so tricky about Neo-Advaita. is it's so close, and it takes some truth, like she, Ramana said, ultimately the guru is the self. And so it takes that, and then it takes a piece. What Neo-Advaita does is it takes a piece of truth, and then it destroys other pieces, other pieces of the truth, of the picture, and it destroys them and blots them out. It's like Neo-Advaita teachers, they give precedent to one or two or three parts, and they just ignore everything else. They've created this narrative that you are the self, so you need do nothing. Or they've created the narrative, everyone's ready to do self-inquiry. Or they create the narrative, and this is maybe, those are the two main ones. But then this is another very popular one. Oh, you don't need a guru. You don't need a guru because you are the self. It's really insidious, friends. And yeah, it's really insidious. So if you want to create your own tradition, like create your own tradition. In like the 16th century, Martin Luther created his own version of Christianity. And it's basically, it's morphed in, it's basically become what we call Protestantism today. And Protestantism says you don't have to do anything. It's you just have to have faith. But for 1600 years, no one believed that. But now people are calling that Christianity, and now it's the second largest denomination in the world. And so it takes little bits and pieces of the Bible, and then it ignores everything else. Well, that's not how spiritual truth. That's not how the spiritual path works. You don't get to pick and choose. God, I tried. Trust me, I tried. I studied a little bit of everything, and I'm like, oh, that's nice, and that's nice. And you can create your own path, but just be clear you're creating your own path. And according to smart guys like Ramana, you need a guru. Like enlightenment isn't like a self-help program, and it's not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. So those are a few of my thoughts on this topic. And the other piece is insanity. Is everything but how to say this. It's like everything but direct knowledge of the self and direct knowledge of the truth is a kind of insanity. It's like a distortion. It's not the complete truth, and yet I do it sometimes. We all do it. We cling to these things and make them into a religion, and this is a prime example of that happening. This person took something, they twisted it around. You are your own guru, and then to boot, she's like telling me, "Oh, realize the I." Like, gee, thanks. Haven't heard that one before, but and I challenge her on it, and she's not able to see that, like, oh, that's actually not what Ramana said. Because she's got tamas in her mind, which we all have some tamas, and tamas guna is like that which veils. It's literally that which conceals the truth. And here is tamas guna at work. And thanks for offering me a new and unique path. And I'm going to stick with what Ramana taught. Take care, dear ones. Much love.